Secret Service hearing today is lit. We just had one of the representatives call out Kim Cheadle and tell her multiple times, you are full of SHIT. They had to slightly even reprimand her and be like, I know we're upset, but we gotta have some decorum. She is not letting anything slide, and we are loving it. Now, there are issues with this we'll get into, but I want to show you everything, and I just want to dive in. And guys, if you want updates like this on everything going on with Trump and the news and politics, make sure and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Guys, comment along and tell me what you're seeing, what you're hearing. I want to hear everything from y'all, and give me a like. Everything helps. And let's dive in. By the way, my name is Joy. If you're new to this channel, nice to see you. We're going to laugh at the circus, but is this actually going to do anything? So let's take a look, guys. So here we go. I'm just going to play this and dive in so you can hear what's going on, because this is hysterical.
I have to say, Director, we're pretty close to the halfway point during this. You answered more questions with an ABC reporter than you have with members of Congress. So we have a lot more questions. The American people are demanding that we get answers to those questions, and that's what the purpose of this hearing is today. So I'm sure a lot of the questions that have already been asked are going to be asked again, and hopefully we can get some answers to those questions. I strongly implore you to answer those questions.
So the guy who's leading this is basically saying, and we're like halfway through, you're not answering anything. You've given more answers in interviews to news publications than to us. And she won't. She refuses to basically answer anything. And it's all these buzzwords and buzz phrases, but they're not letting it slide, and I'm happy because our former president, most likely going to be our future president soon, almost got his life ended because she's focused on hiring 5'2" women to guard a man that's well over 6 feet tall. I'm 5'2". I can tell you as a 5'2" woman, you should never put me in that position. But she won't hardly answer anything. So the fact that we're halfway through and he's like, I'm begging you, answer some questions. And watch how she answers. This is sociopathy in the works, guys. This is sociopathy just doing what it does. It's shocking to watch her have no reaction and no emotion. So I just needed to point that out.
You're here with a subpoena, and we expect you to answer the questions. Chair now recognizes Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
Another thing I want to point out, she had to come with a subpoena because they had to make her. They said, you need to come to this hearing. There was 2 of them. There was one last Wednesday and now this one. She said, I will if I feel like it. If the mood strikes. They've had to force her to come. A subpoena means she's being forced to be there by law. Because, guys, she's just too good and she's too busy to answer any of the questions on like the biggest failure that's ever happened in the Secret Service, possibly one of the biggest failures in the government, period.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Cheadle, the American people are watching, and they're wondering if there are any questions you can answer honestly today. So, Director Cheadle, I have a series of questions, very specific questions. I want very specific answers. Most of my questions are going to demand a yes or no answer. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, my first question. Both sides of the aisle today have asked for your resignation. Would you like to use my 5 minutes to draft your resignation letter, yes or no?
No, thank you.
Was this a colossal failure?
It was a failure.
Yes or no? Was it a colossal failure is the question, yes or no?
I have admitted this is a terrible.
This is a yes or no series of questions. Was this a colossal failure, yes or no?
Yes.
This is about the only thing she answers, just so you know. But just watch what happens.
Was this tragedy preventable, yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent, yes or no?
I have always been eager
Yes
to
or no?
come
You didn't
and
want to
talk
answer
to
the question.
committee.
We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier, Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News Politico's playbook in Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political? Yes or no?
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Well, that's bullshit. So, Mr.
This is the first time she says it. That's BS. I wish I could say it. Hopefully I won't get dinged on YouTube that she has said it. So I don't know how my statement got out. Really? Really, girl? Guys, here's what I've been saying, and I want you to understand. Your government is the abusive boyfriend who keeps punching you in the face, telling you he's not punching you, you're punching you, or the other side is punching to you, and lying to you repeatedly. Do not trust them. I don't care what side you're on. Don't trust them. That's why many people like me end up liking Trump, because we're like, even though he's Republican, he's more in line with none of these sides. We're going to go with him. Because the way we pick our presidents now, who's more willing to kitty diddle, to diddle a child? That's how we're picking our presidents, guys. And left or right, you go, well, I'm not sure. Fascinating.
Chairman, I would like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record articles by Punchbowl News, Political Playbook, Washington Post, all done at 5:24 a.m., 6:12 a.m., 6:34 a.m., a solid 3 to 4 hours before this committee got your statement.
Without objections ordered.
Okay. Is the Secret Service fully cooperating with our committee?
Yes.
Okay, you say you're fully cooperating with this committee. On July 15th, this committee sent you a list of demands of information that we wanted. Has the Secret Service provided this committee a complete list of all law enforcement personnel that were there that day? Have you done that? Have you provided a list to the Oversight Committee? Yes or no?
I will have to get back to you on that.
That is a no.
Let's take a second. So it's been a little under 2 weeks since all this happened, right? Or a little over a week, I would say. I don't want to exaggerate. They've asked, hey, we want a list of all the personnel working. In 1 week, you can't seem to figure out who all was working there that day? 1 week, and you don't know who all was working there that day. Now, the rumor is, because Biden was doing his own event, that they had to split up the Secret Service, and they gave Trump less Secret Service and worse Secret Service. The one with the holster couldn't get the gun in the holster, didn't know what she was doing, running around screaming, what are we doing? What are we doing? Apparently was contracted, and she wasn't supposed to be on that detail that day, and that's part of why she was acting so crazy. I mean, that shouldn't excuse why she doesn't know how to use her gun or her holster, and she's hiding behind the president when he's being shot or shot at. No, I'm sorry. He was shot. He was shot in the ear. Fascinating. Fascinating. I just wanted to... Infuriating. Infuriating. How do you... Out of all the evidence, how do you not know? My God.
Have you provided all audio and video recordings in your possession to this committee, as we asked on July 15th, yes or no?
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no.
They've asked for audio and video recordings of what happened. We've all been asking for that. Now, what we have is because we've had to piece it together from the people that were there. The American people have had to come forward and give what they have to all of us so we can all piece together what's happened. And guys, you know that they have cameras on them. They're mic'd up. So they're asking for all that information. Please give us the audio and video. I'd have to get back to you on that. How is this not a cover-up? How, when we're seeing this, how are we to believe that on some level they were not involved in this happening? Because some of this is rudimentary. A list of all the people that are working. Can't give that to you. The audio and video of what happened, well, we can't give that to you either. Why? And a lot of her answers will be, well, because of an internal investigation. We're investigating. You can investigate and still give the government what it's asking for so the government can also do its own investigation. So why are you not allowing the government to investigate? This is basically stopping the investigations from the government from happening. The question is why? Is that because you don't want people knowing that you guys were in on this? And guys, I didn't come into this starting that train of thought. I will be honest. It's what my gut says. It's what I feel. But I thought, let's wait for the information. When you consistently, for this long, withhold information, it's going to make the American people and people like me believe that this was intentional. And it's not even because I'm trying to go down that train of thought. I've been trying to not go down that train of thought, but all of your actions are showing otherwise. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck.
You're full of shit today.
Yes!
Being
Yes!
completely dishonest. Mr.
Chairman,
Mr.
Chairman, I want to.
Come on.
We have to maintain decorum in this committee.
Any-
no matter.
Okay, well, we got to maintain decorum, but Tim Cheadle can get Donald Trump killed and allegedly be a part of orchestrating that whole thing. I'm now at the point I think she orchestrated it. I really do. Seeing all of this, and I understand his role. I understand he has to say that. We have to have decorum. No! I get that that's what he has to do, but no, we don't. Did she have decorum when she was allegedly a part of getting Donald Trump almost killed? Did she have decorum when she orchestrated Donald Trump allegedly almost getting killed? Allegedly. Did she have decorum? So we have to play by the rules, but Biden, his administration, and all the administrations before that don't have to play by the rules, and there will never be justice. Well, and basically what I hear him say is, guys, everybody else can be unfair and get people killed, but we need to be fair. Translation, nothing will happen.
No matter how
Have you provided
upset we
any
get.
and all memos to this committee that we've asked you on July 15th? Have you provided all memorandums within the Secret Service?
I would have to get back to you on that.
That is a no. You are being dishonest or lying. You're being dishonest here with this committee. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. And we had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We have asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. These are not hard questions. Have you provided us all communications from the Secret Service related to that day and that rally? Have you provided this committee? We've asked for this information on July 15th. Have you provided any of this information that this committee has asked of the Secret Service? Any of it?
I'll have to get back to you on
Have
that.
you even read this letter that we sent you? Did you even read this?
Yes.
Everything that they've asked for, they have not provided one thing. It's been 9 days. 9 days. In 9 days, they can't even tell them who was working that day. Are they that incompetent, or is it a cover-up? I think it's both. I think they are that incompetent, but right now, I don't think this is incompetence, what we're seeing. Them not giving any information, I think it's a cover-up. I think it's allegedly. How else are we supposed to look at this? How else are they not in on this if they can't provide all that information within 9 days? Well, we're still investigating. It's taken you 9 days to figure out who's working. It's taking you 9 days to not... You can't give any information in 9 days?
Okay, and you have said you don't know, you have no idea. Well, the answer is no. We haven't gotten a single document or piece of information or data from you or your agency in related to the rally that we have asked you for. So, was this attempted assassination of Donald Trump a failure of training or execution or both?
I think that those are answers that we need to
Training,
examine.
execution, or both? Which one?
I think those are answers.
All right. How many?
I think those are answers we need to determine. You've had 9 days, and in 9 days, you haven't done enough investigating or work to figure out, how did this happen? Is it because you guys executed it poorly or because people were trained poorly? You've had 9 days, and that's a question that you guys just haven't figured out in 9 days.
How many Secret Service personnel have lost their jobs due to this colossal failure?
At this time, none.
How?
None. Not only have no Secret Service personnel, not one person in the Secret Service, period. Top to the bottom. No one has lost their job. Now let's go a step further. Nobody's been put on leave. Nobody's been suspended. Not one action has been taken against anyone in the Secret Service top to bottom. How is Trump safe out there, knowing all of this? How is this not going to happen again?
How many Secret Service personnel have been required to take a refresher course on how not to let people shoot Donald Trump?
Our personnel are currently operational. We are examining the facts of this investigation, and we will make the changes necessary.
What time did...
We are currently operational. Basically, I'm going to break down what she just said. We're continuing to do everything as we did before, and once we decide to figure out what happened, then we'll make changes when we decide. We are currently operational. What kind of... That's not an answer. I punched somebody in the face. Why did you punch me? I'm currently operational. When I get around to it, I'll make adjustments. What?
law enforcement become aware that there was an individual on the roof with a clear line of sight to President Trump?
I am still verifying timelines.
We're still verifying timelines. 9 days. In 9 days, you don't have a clear timeline of what happened. In 9 days, you don't have a clear timeline of when you learned that this guy was on the roof. 9 days and no clear timeline. 9 days and we don't know who was working that day. 9 days and we can't provide you audio or video because we're fully operational. We'll get back to you.
Of course, 9 days in, you have no answers. How many minutes went by between the time law enforcement saw and took photos of Crooks and the shooting? How many minutes?
I am still verifying timelines.
57 minutes.
We only know that because the American people have come forward with their video evidence. This makes me furious.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Gentlelady, yield.
So here's the thing. Let's go into this a little further. It's really nice to hear her get her ASS handed to her, and I'm afraid that's all that's going to happen. Because typically in situations like this is all that happens. Typically, people give some non-answers, and we're just supposed to sit back and take it up the ASS per usual, and nothing happens. So as nice as it is that we actually hear some of this fiery speech, and she's not the only one, but so far she's kind of the superstar of this because she several times cursed at the woman, which I love. At the same time, is this going to do anything? My concern is we're going to have to wait until President Trump gets back in office for him to throw her out. And until then, he's not safe. Until then, he's not safe. I'm going to make a prediction, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm concerned we're going to have more attempts, especially with the whole world now knowing how weak the Secret Service is and that they aren't making changes. They aren't doing anything. And I think it's been designed that way. I think this is why Kim Cheadle was hired for her position in this. I think it's fully transparent at this point, allegedly, in my opinion, that the reason they're not giving over any information is because they were involved. And I fully think Kim Cheadle knows, is aware, and was involved in this. I am so upset. I am so angry because I feel like literally watching her, we're watching evil incarnate. We are watching evil. I'm pointing here because one of my monitors is here. We're watching evil, guys. No emotion. Full sociopathy. And that's exactly why Biden hired her. What do you guys think? Did I miss something? Am I missing something here? I just hope we get justice. And I'm afraid the only way we get justice is if Trump gets in office. My concern is he going to make it there because of organizations like this? And did Biden put her in that position because he knew at the very least maybe we can get rid of Trump? I would say, guys, when you watch this, pray for him. I don't even care if you like him. Pray for him and his family's safety. They're going to need it. Tell me your thoughts, guys. Sound off in the comments. If you like content like this and want to be kept up to date, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give me a like because everything helps now to spread this information, and we have a whole lot more coming on this. All right, guys, till the next video, I'm giving y'all hugs, kisses, and remember, when the dark is working this hard and they are doing this many awful things, they're freaking out because the light is winning. The goodness in the world and the universe and whatever you want to call God's source is winning, and good things are right on the horizon. Do not forget that. No matter when the darkest... I love the phrase, it's always darkest before the dawn, because it's absolutely true. And we're going to create that on this channel. All right, till the next video. Love y'all. See you soon. Bye.